are expected to go overnight tonight into tomorrow when our next storm system rolls in. It looks like much of the area will be above freezing with the exception of the Columbia River Gorge and places east of Troutdale. We could be in for freezing rain there. So the threat for any widespread freezing rain over the metro area, in my opinion, is now downgraded, although we still have that winter weather watch out for tonight, winter storm watch for the metropolitan area up into southwest Washington, over the Cascades for freezing rain or snow. And at this point, there's much better chance of freezing rain out in the gorge than snow, as we have this warmer air coming in from the south overrunning all the cold air and out in the gorge. And of course, they have snow on the ground still in the gorge too, which is why it will be much colder out there. So the threat has diminished. We'll talk more about that coming up in your forecast, but I want to let people know that right offhand, that as we move through the day today, we'll be watching the temperature at the airport, and more than likely, we should stay above freezing tonight. I'll have more in your forecast just ahead.
That is some good news, Rhonda. Thank you very much. Well, for those who might get freezing rain, a lot of schools will probably close, keeping the kids home for the day. But have you wondered how school officials decide whether to stay open or to close for the day? We asked KATU's Colleen Nelson to find out for us. Colleen, what did you learn?
Well, Carl, we learned that it is definitely not a cut and dry situation. Take the Cedar Mill Elementary School right here behind me, for example, in the Beaverton School District. Just one of the many schools that is up in the hills, while some of the schools are down in lower areas. And so they have to take it by a case-by-case basis. They shared with us their plan right here, and it's definitely a decision that the Beaverton School District does not take lightly. A school bus careens off the road and lands nose first in the snow in Hood River Tuesday.
The engine was just racing as she came through those two poles and straight through here and over the embankment.
None of the 6 kids or bus driver inside was injured, but it was a frightening reminder of what can go wrong when school bus drivers try to navigate icy roads and treacherous winter conditions. That's why districts have a plan in place regarding when to cancel school, delay the start, or put buses on snow routes on snowy or icy days.
Our primary concern is safety for transporting our students and making sure that parents can get the students to school and our staff can get to school and their workplaces safely.
The Beaverton School District says it follows an extended range weather forecast system very closely, and when winter weather pops up unexpectedly.
We have staff that start driving our bus routes as early as 4 o'clock to see what the conditions are, 4 o'clock in the morning, to see what the conditions are on the roads.
An assessment that's more qualitative than quantitative. Ultimately, the superintendent or assistant superintendent has the final say and then calls each school principal with the decision.
I think it has to do with making sure that we can navigate the roadways and taking the recommendations of the folks that do transportation systems. We consult, like I say, other people in the city as well as in the area to know what they're all doing.
Other districts are consulted through the decision-making process, including Portland, Hillsborough, Tigard, North Clackamas, and Lake Oswego school districts. When the decision's finally made to cancel or delay school, the district then notifies the media. A decision the district hopes will keep kids safe and help prevent future accidents like this one in Hood River. And of course, we are always up to date with that information, so you can just tune in to KATU News starting at 5 a.m. in the morning, and we will update you on any of those school closures starting tomorrow or any time that there is winter weather looming. And if you're concerned about your kids' safety on school buses, we're going to have a story coming up for you a little bit later in this midday newscast about a portable seatbelt. You'll definitely want to stay tuned for that story. Reporting live near Cedar Mill, Colleen Nelson, KATU News.
Okay, Colleen, thank you very much for the update. Well, crews are recovering now the body of a missing snowmobiler today. 53-year-old Roger Rouse and his 29-year-old son Brian got lost while snowmobiling near Mount Bachelor on Sunday. The two were found yesterday afternoon about 3:30. Officials say the two left their snowmobiles and hiked a hillside to a waterfall, but they weren't able to get back to the snowmobiles. The son, Brian, was rescued, but his father, Roger, did not survive.
Work is moving forward on Highway 35. The highway on the east side of Mount Hood has been closed since our heavy rains earlier this month. This morning, KATU's Brian Barker took another tour of the area, and he joins us live, and it looks like a beautiful morning up there, Brian.
It is a beautiful morning, Natalie, but of course it has snowed almost 6 feet since they started working here on the highway, and they are really doing well up here. This is the roadblock, and the good news I want to start off with is theoretically you could now drive from here in the government camp area all the way that way to Mount Hood Meadows. They have made a lot of progress. Let's take a look. The first thing I want to show you is where the washout was. The White River actually washed out the highway several weeks ago and created a 20-foot deep chasm in the middle of the road. Well, they've managed to fill it, and now you can drive over it. In other words, crews are now able to drive all the way from Government Camp to Mount Hood Meadows. They've filled in the major obstacle on the south side of the ski area. But there is more work to do. They're moving roughly 20,000 dump truck loads of debris around to create a new river channel and fill in a huge washout on the north side of the ski area. They've been able to do all of this despite roughly 6 feet of new snow, working 24 hours a day.
As far as the weather is concerned, the snow is fine. We've been able to make some significant strides with the snow being here and falling every day. Rain is the one thing we cannot have. That would really set us back.
So as long as there aren't more torrential rains, ODOT thinks they can reopen the road in just 2 weeks. On December 15th, they hoping to open both ends of the road at once. In the meantime, of course, the area's largest ski area stays closed because the public simply can't get there. Roughly 1,000 people are out of work. But ODOT is making so much progress with all of this decent weather they've had up here. They think they might actually be able to open it maybe even a couple of days earlier. So certainly skiers and people up here in the area are just praying for more good weather for another couple of weeks, and hopefully ODOT will be able to come through. We are live on Highway 35. Brian Barker, KATU News.
Brian, thank you. Other news, they were killed almost a month ago. Now police have made an arrest in the murder of a Washington County family. 31-year-old Ricardo Serrano of Aloha was taken into custody yesterday and charged with 3 counts of aggravated murder. Police believe he killed Melody Dang and her 2 children, ages 12 and 15. The 3 were found shot to death in their Bethany area home November 3rd. Serrano is being held without bail in the Washington County Jail.
A rollover accident trapped a woman inside her SUV. This happened on Northeast 50th and Gleason today. The woman was driving down Gleason when she hit the back of a parked car and flipped over. It's not clear why she went out of control and flipped. The road didn't seem icy at the time. Inside the car that she hit was a man waiting for a doctor's appointment to cut a cast off of his arm.
No, I was just listening to the radio and all of a sudden got pushed forward and then got out and saw that truck sitting there.
Now, the woman was trapped inside and firefighters had to figure out a way to get her out. They finally smashed out the back window and the woman crawled out. Her arm was bloodied, but she seemed coherent. No word right now on her condition.
An annual campaign is fighting car prowls in downtown Portland this holiday season. Mayor Tom Potter and Police Chief Rosie Sizer are urging you to protect yourself. More than 20,000 flyers will be placed on cars to remind residents to take those valuables out of your car. Campaign is sponsored by State Farm Insurance. The goal is to hopefully let you have a better experience when shopping downtown.
Yeah, I leave that laptop in here all the time. That was a pretty heavy reminder that it wouldn't take long to take it.
Well, that's the theme of this campaign, is to make sure that folks, when they come downtown, have a safe, pleasant experience, and that they know that they can do a part in making our city safer.
1,200 signs at parking meters will also be placed to remind drivers to remove valuables before leaving the car. This is the 5th year of the program. So far, they say it has reduced car prowls by more than 50%. A Portland attorney has settled his lawsuit against the federal government. You may recall Brandon Mayfield was held by the FBI as a possible suspect in the 2004 train bombings in Madrid. FBI experts mistakenly matched fingerprints found on a bag of detonators. Mayfield, who converted to Islam, says he was arrested because of his faith, and he sued the government. He's now settled for $2 million. Mayfield is still challenging the Patriot Act.
After more than a year of protests outside its doors, Schumacher Furs and Outerwear is leaving downtown Portland. However, the Oregonian is reporting that officials at the mayor's office say that the store won't close until March, and that means there may still be time to mediate an agreement between the store and the protesters. However, a representative for the protesting group In Defense of Animals says Schumacher's plan to leave shows that the protests worked.
A conservative group says retailers are getting better at keeping children away from violent video games, but someone still isn't doing enough. Ahead on Midday, who gets the blame now for kids playing violent games?
Plus, most parents worry about their children getting into an accident on a school bus. How one mother's crusade could keep your child safe on buses that don't have seatbelts.
And coming up next, Al-Qaeda leaders denounce the Pope's visit to Turkey, how the pontiff is responding, and what he says needs to be done for a peaceful resolution in the Middle East.
You're watching K2 News, the spirit of the Northwest.
Next Jeopardy! Get ready to open up and say, ah!
An aesthetic you're grateful for on a visit to the dentist.
Sink your teeth into some serious answers and questions. Next Jeopardy!
Tonight at 7 on K2, the spirit of the Northwest.
From Paris to Bangkok to the Caribbean.
You're going to Jamaica.
Travel the world from the comfort of your own home. It's International Flavor Week on Wheel of Fortune.
Tonight at 7:30 on K2, the spirit of the Northwest.
Are you looking for a health plan designed with your lifestyle in mind? HealthNet's Diamond 15 plan offers affordable health insurance plans for individuals and families like yours that demand value for their healthcare dollars. And HealthNet's Diamond 15 plan includes coverage for services you won't find on most other plans, including a comprehensive network of physicians and hospitals. Call HealthNet today at 1-866-541-8922. HealthNet of Oregon, for the health nut in you.
Mattress World's having a free mattress sale.
Purchase select Sealy, Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, or Stearns & Foster and get a premium guest bed absolutely free.
Purchase a luxury mattress set and get a second set worth $500 absolutely free.
No interest, no payments for 1 full year and free delivery.
Sale ends November 30th.
Mattress World's hard-to-find locations will save you money.
It's not too late to sleep like a baby. Mattress World.
We can't beat any price on any comparable mattress, and the mattress is free.
Ooh, who's the man? I got me some cash. Whoa.
We came to Northwest Title Loans to get fast cash for our vacation.
For an unexpected bill.
To get cash back in my pocket.
And it only took about 15 minutes.
And all I needed was a clean and clear car title, plus a valid ID.
There was no hassle and no credit check.
They wanted our business.
And I still have my car.
Northwest Title Loans.
Helping me get the cash I need.
For whatever.
Interest-free for 30 days with no payment for 60 days.
As the Pope continues his visit to mostly Muslim Turkey, Al-Qaeda in Iraq is denouncing it as a crusader campaign against Islam. In a statement on a militant website, the terror group accuses Pope Benedict of trying to extinguish the burning ember of Islam in the Turkish people. Many Muslims remain angry over a speech Benedict made 2 months ago, citing a medieval text linking the Prophet Muhammad to violence. But in response, the Vatican says Al-Qaeda's statement shows the need for all faiths to stop what it calls violence in the name of God. A Vatican spokesman says all faiths need to commit their forces against violence.
In news across America this midday, what may be a bomb has shut down a freeway near Cincinnati. A landscaping crew found the suspicious device in a tree near a bridge this morning in Norwood. Police say that device is made up of some form of liquid, wires, a clock, and a 9-volt battery. Bomb detecting dogs have checked it out. Now the bomb squad has asked for an X-ray machine to get a closer look. For now, Interstate 71 is closed in that area, backing up traffic for miles. Arson has been ruled out as the cause of a fire at a group home that killed 10 people in Missouri. Officials say faulty electrical wiring may have caused the fire in the home for the elderly and mentally ill. About 36 people were in the state-run home when the flames swept through. The exact cause may never be determined because the section of fire where the building where it started was destroyed.
A new report blames parents for kids playing violent video games. The National Institute on Media and the Family says retailers are getting better at refusing to sell violent games to kids, but parents aren't paying enough attention. According to the survey, 73% of the parents say they always decide which games their children play, but only 30% of the kids say that that actually happens. The report advises parents to set limits on gaming and use parental controls on the newer game systems. And that brings us to our web poll question of the day. Do you think violent video games lead to violence in children? To tell us what you think, go to our website, KATU.com, and look for the Your Turn on 2 section. It's on the right side of the homepage. We'll have results during First News at 4:30.
Every time a school bus crashes, we ask the same question, most of us. Shouldn't there be seatbelts on every school bus? Happened just last week in Alabama in the bus crash that killed 4 teenage girls. Now a family in Massachusetts is coming out with their own answer, portable seatbelts. Dan Lothian has more on the push to save lives.
She was my best friend, and she was just a great girl.
Ann and Charles Shuey's daughter, 20-year-old Sarah, was studying abroad when she was involved in a deadly bus accident on a dangerous road in India.
The bus that Sarah was on went off the road
and rolled.
An official with the study program confirmed the tragic news.
And he said, I'm sorry to tell you that your daughter was killed.
Sarah was a junior at Georgetown University, was considering a career in marketing until her death 10 years ago. Her parents say they could have become angry or depressed, but instead decided to turn their loss into something good.
I've always wanted to invent the portable seatbelt.
A product they thought could be a lifesaver for students traveling on dangerous roads, especially in countries with inadequate vehicle safety standards. So they met with an engineering professor at the University of Massachusetts.
And when I said, well, you know what, it's possible. Our design team works on these different projects.
He enlisted the help of 7 teams made up of engineering students.
They really inspired us and made us want to engineer the best seatbelt we could.
Saving lives is a huge, huge goal for us.
After trial and error, Clint Walton and Josh Doolittle came up with the winning design.
Our basic design is this carrying case. Right now, weighs 5 pounds. Pull it around, sit down on it, and over your head.
And if she had had a seatbelt on, I'm convinced that she would be alive today.
There is still more work to be done before this product can hit the market. International travel safety expert Rochelle Sobel, who lost a son in an overseas accident, says anything that can offer protection should be explored.
Money must be invested in road safety. The payback is enormous in human life.
Hoping to offer more than seatbelts, the Shoeys founded Sarah's Wish Foundation, raising awareness about the dangers American students face in foreign countries while honoring their daughter.
She would not want us to be sitting crying in the closet, certainly. She would want us to be out there doing something really good and positive.
Dan Lothian, CNN, Boston.
Well, a lot of school buses will probably stay home tomorrow in certain places. You're going to tell us where we're going to see some freezing rain.
Yeah, there's actually a couple of places that are going to be obvious. The Gorge being one of them, since we have a lot of snow on the ground there, and the possibility now of rain coming on top of that with cold air in place. We do have a chance for some freezing rain. This is where the winter storm watch is for tonight. It does encompass the entire metropolitan area up in Southwest Washington and over the Cascades. But let me tell you, as the day wears on and as new computer models come out, I think we're going to be able to diminish this threat. And one of the reasons why we're going to be able to diminish this threat is because of the clouds moving in right now to hold in whatever heat we develop this afternoon. So we could stay above freezing is what I'm trying to say, except for the Gorge. 26 degrees there right now, and I doubt that the temperature gets above 30 in the Gorge with all the snow on the ground. But we are above freezing right now at the airport at 33 degrees. Look at how all the clouds begin to move in out ahead of the cold front that has that rain in it. The other thing we're going to have to watch today throughout the day is how the east wind on the east side of town, East Clark County, East Multnomah, and also into Hood River County, how the wind is going to hold the temperature down. That's a real possibility. So much more of East County could see freezing rain if that wind does hold the temperature down. Here is a look at what's happening and why we're so concerned. Here's that new storm system developing here. And the warm front is now moving off to the north, and that's why we're getting those clouds coming in so early. Tonight, though, the cold front passes over, and that's what contains the rain. And at this point, it looks like the rain could start any time after about 9 o'clock is what we're looking at, 9 p.m. or later for us here. So it's possible that overnight tonight into tomorrow, we could see some freezing rain in the areas where the temperature is below freezing. And I think because of the cloud cover coming in early, it won't be that many areas that will be below freezing. So from Troutdale east has the best chance of getting some freezing rain. And we could see some pockets in Southwest Washington or East County. But if the rest of us stay above freezing, it's just going to be rain for us. So tonight, rain begins after 9 p.m. Most of the metro area looks at this point that it will be above freezing. Cities east of Troutdale into the Gorge, though, have the best chance of seeing some freezing rain. And then everybody thaws out pretty early tomorrow as the storm system passes through overnight tonight into tomorrow. It'll just be all rain showers and will thaw out then. Now, today's lows, mainly in the 20s and 30s. We thought it would get much colder, but the clouds again stayed in place, so we weren't able to cool off too much. Right now we're at 33 in Portland, 26 in the Dalles, 30 in the Redmond Bend area, 35 in Astoria, and Seattle, which has been sitting in the 20s, is now beginning to rebound. 29, getting a little warmer now. It's going to be gusty when that storm system moves in along the coast. Gusts of up to 50 miles per hour tonight. and mostly cloudy for you today. Increasing clouds today around the area with temperatures in the upper 30s expected. A high of 25 at Government Camp today. Cold here and also freezing rain for the passes tonight. So please check the forecast before you go east into the gorge or into the passes tonight and into tomorrow morning. Temperatures in the 20s for Central Oregon today, and it's beautiful over there with mostly sunny skies. Eastern half of the state also mostly sunny into the Columbia Basin. 31 for Stevenson for the high temperature today. Obviously, we're not going to warm up in the gorge. 38 is your high for Portland, Vancouver. 36 at 9 o'clock tonight. And the good news here is I think we stay above freezing in most areas, except for the areas of East County near the gorge and into the gorge. Here's a look at the 5-day forecast and 10-day trend. Take a look at the weekend, because after Friday morning, it looks dry, and I think it's a trend we continue. Dry and warmer. Wouldn't that be nice? Between Saturday and Tuesday of next week.
So 4:30 and 5 o'clock tonight, we'll have another advanced look at what's going on, how things change.
Very important for people traveling that they obviously need to see the very latest forecast to know what's going on.
Thank you, Rhonda.
Thank you, Rhonda. Well, we know about the dangers of pregnant women who smoke, but coming up, what we've learned about the effects of the future habits of their children.
Also next, why you may want to skip the bacon in that bacon burger for lunch today, and maybe breakfast tomorrow, too.
Tomorrow on AM Northwest.
It's a bizarre addiction. Even Angelina Jolie and Johnny Depp have confessed to cutting themselves. Find out what drives people to this painful obsession.
Watch tomorrow at 9.
When I get my carpets cleaned, I want to trust the person showing up. Sometimes other companies send subcontractors to do their carpet cleaning. Stanley Steamer uses only their own trained employees, people I can trust.
Why worry with subcontractors when you can call Stanley Steamer? Let the real professionals clean your carpets the right way. Call today about our $99 special.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer gives carpet cleaner.
This is more than a perfect smile. This is the first thing people see. This breaks the ice. This says it all without saying a word. This lights up a room. This shows confidence. This is a work of art. This is the work of an orthodontist. Orthodontists receive an additional 2 to 3 years of specialized education beyond dental school to learn the proper way to align and straighten teeth. To receive more information, visit braces.org or call 1-800-STRAIGHT. See more than a smile. See an orthodontist.
Subway Restaurants has 8 delicious sandwiches with 6 grams of fat or less, all made on freshly baked bread. Now this BK Stackers has 54 grams of fat. 54 grams. That's more fat than in all 8 of these Subway sandwiches combined. Burger King's crowning achievement. So where am I going with all this? I'm going to Subway Restaurants. Subway. Eat fresh.
To your health this midday, bad news about bacon. Eating a lot of it may increase your risk of bladder cancer, according to a new study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Harvard researchers studied 136,000 men and women over 22 years and found those who ate bacon 5 times a week were nearly 60% more likely to develop bladder cancer than those who never ate bacon. The authors say more studies are needed to confirm the findings. We often talk of health consequences if you smoke while pregnant. Now there's more. You could also pass that bad habit onto your baby. Researchers in Australia studied smoking patterns of more than 3,000 mothers and their children. Children whose mothers smoked during pregnancy were 3 times more likely to start smoking by the time they were 14 and twice as likely to start later. And speaking of cigarettes, if you think reducing the number you smoke will cut your risk of death, well, it won't. Norwegian researchers studied more than 51,000 adults over a 20-year period and found heavy smokers who cut the number of cigarettes they smoke in a day in half even, don't significantly cut their risk of dying prematurely. That's today's health report. Carl?
Okay, Natalie, thank you. All right, it's not often that a pop music group gets this kind of an honor. When we come back, how the country of Sweden is honoring ABBA. Next.
Don't miss America's largest Christmas bazaar this weekend at the Expo Center. Handmade gifts, foods and decorations, plus the latest gadgets. More than 1,000 booths. America's largest Christmas bazaar opens Friday.
When you become an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan cardholder, you become part of something a whole lot more. You become part of a group of cardholders, millions strong, who have put their trust in AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance for their health care needs. Needs like coverage that travels with you nationwide, personal health insurance advisors, and more. If you're turning 65 or older or already enrolled in a Medicare supplement plan, call for this free information kit and Medicare guide. These are the only Medicare supplement insurance plans exclusively endorsed by AARP. These plans, insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company, help cover some of your medical expenses not covered by Medicare alone, which could save you thousands of dollars. You also get your choice of doctors or hospitals, virtually no claim forms, and no specialist referrals. Remember, our Medicare supplement plans work with any standalone Medicare drug plans. Call now so you're covered for both.
KATU Family Matters invites you to make spirits bright at Providence Festival of Trees, December 1st and 2nd at the Oregon Convention Center. You'll enjoy a forest of uniquely decorated trees, live entertainment, and special delights for all ages. Bring your family to Providence Festival of Trees, December 1st and 2nd at the Oregon Convention Center. Pick up a coupon for $1 off the admission price at metro area Rada Paint and 24-hour fitness locations.
Do you suffer from sore feet? Many people have found relief from sore feet, back, knee, or even hip pain by calling the Good Feet store.
With my arch supports, I can wear any shoe, any dress shoe, any sandal, any shoes I want.
Welcome to America's largest Christmas bazaar. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Expo Center. Thousands of unique gifts, from garden art to gourmet foods. You'll find it all at America's largest Christmas bazaar this weekend.
Mamma mia, here we go again. Swedish entrepreneurs plan to open a museum dedicated to the pop group ABBA in Stockholm in 2008. ABBA or ABBA, nobody agrees, but it'll be a place you can watch that scene, dig in the Dancing Queen, Natalie. Organizers say the shrine will include items like original outfits, instruments, and handwritten lyrics.
Fun music to listen to.
Yeah.
Just makes you feel like dancing, doesn't it, Carl?
Yeah.
Come on,
I know all the words.
4:30 and 5 is very important for you, right,
Yeah,
Rhonda?
we're going to keep updating this forecast. Temperatures in the 30s this afternoon. Looks like we'll stay above freezing tonight as the clouds continue to move in. That's good for us, but still a possibility of freezing rain for East counties. We'll keep you posted.
Okay.
Have a great day and be safe.
As severe winter weather threatens the Northwest, be prepared. Stay informed. Tomorrow morning, start with KATU News for up-to-the-minute road conditions, school closures, and complete coverage from KATU News and the Storm Alert Weather Team.
Are you looking for a health plan designed with your lifestyle in mind? HealthNet's Diamond 15 plan offers affordable health insurance plans for individuals and families like yours that demand value for their health care dollars. And HealthNet's Diamond 15 plan includes coverage for services you won't find on most other plans, including a comprehensive network of physicians and hospitals. Call HealthNet today at 1-866-541-8922. HealthNet of Oregon, for the health nut in you.
Do you have a bathtub tile or shower that's getting stained and hard to clean? Or do you just want to change the color? For over a decade, Miracle Method has been the leader in porcelain and fiberglass refinishing. With Miracle Method's unique process, our bonding agent welds our superior coating to the tub for a finish that will look fabulous for years. Have your tub or shower restored to its original beauty for less than it would cost to tear it out and replace it. So if you have an old tub or tile in need of a facelift, don't remodel. Call Miracle Method today.
I had this small varicose vein, and it just kept getting larger and larger. Dr. Wilson called it a world-class varicose vein. So I said, let's do it. Dr. Wilson and his staff have made me feel so very comfortable throughout the whole surgery. I don't have the constant pain behind my leg. I run, I walk, I'm very active to feel more comfortable in wearing skirts and shorts. It's kind of nice to be able to put them on, look down at my leg and go, wow, it's not there anymore. I just want other women to know, don't wait, go investigate.
Love coffee but hate the caffeine? Your favorite cup of decaf can be loaded with caffeine. And that's not all that's in there. KATU News finds out just what's inside your decaf. The buzz about decaf. Tonight at 11 on KATU News.